What's happening in Squat Everyday Land?
I'm trying to learn how to clean, or some abomination of a clean. You've seen a bit of weightlifting.
I've seen a few things, yeah.
How did it look? Shit house.
It's not terrible, it's not your best. I think last time you had this weightlifting type rotation, you practiced for a bit longer and you got more of a hang of it.
It did a month, but last time was purely snatch.
Yeah.
It's just a barbell. But as I was saying to you before, dude, it's 60 kilos has a completely different meaning when you're trying to freaking do a clean compared to a bloody deadlift or a squat. Feels heavy. It's so technical. A few times the freaking bar scraped me here. A few times it was too low on the shoulder. And looking around here, man, I can't.
Me and Mikey saw a black widow and we were chasing it everywhere.
Okay.
But then Mikey stepped on it and then it just died.
Okay.
So now we're looking up and we're upset. Because I think
It was a black spider.
yeah, and then it had like a red.
Okay.
It has a red thing
Give
around
me
it.
5 minutes, I'll be there, okay?
No chasing black widows.
Where's the black widow, did you say?
Mikey killed it. Yeah.
Okay. Go play and don't
Black
play
widow
with
was-
spiders.
No, we don't know what it was. It was like red around his butt cheek.
Red?
Yeah, red around his butt cheek.
So it was a redback.
No, it wasn't. Redbacks only have like a little line on its butt. But this time we saw like a red line around its
Alright.
black thing.
Whenever he sees a spider, it's a red back.
Yep.
Everything's a red back.
Yep.
No, some of daddy long legs in it.
Daddy long legs.
Yeah, I see one
I
of
have a mommy long leg.
Yeah, I've got a family up here.
Alright, come on, run along and don't play with spiders.
Fine. Oh yeah, if I see so I'll just get this baseball bat, smash it through the window.
So
what was I
anyway.
saying? Yeah, it's extremely humbling. Yeah, the weight has a completely different meaning. And I think I need a new barbell. Freaking, like 3 days in a row. I mean, if you can see this shit. 3 days in a row, it's already going like full thickness. It's started to bleed. It's like I can't really do that, and I'm not even hook gripping. Like if I was to hook grip and that thing rolled on me,
Your
freaking
thumbs will,
cheesecake.
your
like,
thumbs will be sliced.
Can't be going to freaking hospital with like cut up hands.
Mm.
So that's the nature of quick lifts, power lifts. Is that that power often gets your skin cops it, because that's kind of the contact with the bar that you have. But it's good. It's teaching me that explosive, movement, and that's kind of what I want out of the whole jumping thing. I feel like it gets the glutes involved, and I feel like the whole sport of weightlifting is not so much about the extension. I feel like the powerlifting days that I've done, like deadlifting and squatting, I feel like I have the extension portion. Like I can extend, right? It's like a deadlift. The trouble that Olympic weightlifting presents is that, okay, after that extension, now you have to freaking triple flex. It's not with the deadlift you're like bang here, but that's only the start of the freaking lift. Now you got to get underneath it. And that to me is weird. Like snap full extension and then fully when you hit that, get back under it. It's freaking weird, man. And so oftentimes what's happening with me, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm fully extended. By the time I realize, I'm like, shit, I should have been already ducking under this way sooner. And then it's like I'm catching it here, whereas the guys that are catching it, they're catching it freaking their asses on the ground. Basically, they're catching that.
Yeah.
So,
That coordination will come with time and practice.
yeah. I think the frustration is that it's like, that's always been the case with powerlifting, with power movements, is that I feel like I've spent an hour here and I haven't really trained. I feel like I'm just practicing freaking free throws, man.
Yep.
That's the shitty thing. It's like so much time has passed by and I feel like I haven't trained. Like, I feel fresh. So it's more technique than anything, but anyway. That's kind of one of the qualities that I'm chasing now, but if you think about it, if you connect the dots, hip flexor training is what's helped me immensely with the hip pain. So let's say I have weak hip flexors in relation to the rest of me, and I have trouble ducking under the bar, which is another hip flexor thing. So it's interesting how I have no trouble with extension, but the flexing bit is letting me down, like getting under the bar. So it's so strange.
There's also something to be said there about the amount of weight on the bar.
Yeah.
Because when you see the pro guys doing it, it's almost like they use the bar to pull themselves underneath it.
Yeah.
Because there's real counterforce to what their body's doing.
Yeah.
Whereas for you, it's like if you really pulled into it, it wouldn't pull you down. The bar would go above your head.
Yeah. It's like that timing. So you got to be pulling. And a lot of guys are saying the whole thing that I'm putting into the bar is just upper body. I'm just freaking upright rowing it.
Yeah.
So I'm uncoordinated, and obviously that makes sense because I'm so new to it. But it's kind of like you can't rely on gravity to get you under the bar. It needs to be accelerated. And that bar is kind of that thing that you use to duck under. But yeah, I think it's going to serve me well. And I think I don't know, feels better to me than just jumping around here.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a loadable thing that I can, do.
In its purest form, it's a hybrid, right? It's a deadlift that turns into a squat.
Yeah.
Into a front squat.
And the transition needs to be like a super quick thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in two minds about it. Like, on one hand, I'm like, I mean, the effects will be amazing once you get some sort of level of proficiency. But it's like the thought of, okay, I need to put in like 100 freaking hours just to get somewhat good, so I can get somewhat a training effect.
Well, hours you've got. It reminds me of Shawshank. When Andy Dufresne is like trying to make a chessboard. He's like, oh yeah, years I've got. It's the rocks that I don't have.
Well, the one thing that I understand is that the whole methodology of squat every day was born out of this. This is where it was born out of. So it's kind of like all these years have gone by and I've kind of avoided the actual thing. Squatting was always a side quest. It was never the main quest of these dudes that were doing this squat everyday business. So I've taken a side quest and I've made it my main quest. And maybe, like if you think about it, like they spent so much time doing cleans and jerks and snatches, hang cleans, all that stuff, and a lot of that stuff was training their hip flexors. But if you remove all of that, Olympic weightlifting stuff, and all you just do is front squatting, you're training your hip extensors, knee extensors, without training the hip flexors. And maybe, I mean, if Ivan Abajev was here, probably say to me, the reason why you're having the pain is because you've taken freaking 3/4 of the program, you've pissed that off, and you've tried to make a living out of one thing. It doesn't work like that. You need both sides of the coin. I think the only lifts, cover all this shit. Like, I could be spending day and night doing this shit, right? Like day and night I could be freaking doing this crap, right? Or I could be snatching and doing this stuff, right? Pulling the bar under. Whatever. Like, I've identified that I need hip flexor stuff, but do you isolate every muscle until the cows come home, or do you do something that does everything at once? All freaking triple flexors, freaking from tibialis anterior to the hip flexors to,
You've always been good at your accessories, but your gut instinct would be to go for the King Kong, obviously.
Yeah. Putting it all into one. And to me, like, I get, like, I find an exercise which is awesome, and it treats me, and I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm just beating around the bush here, and I'm always trying to like do something that's a compound close to what I'm actually trying to achieve. And these Olympic lifts, I feel like that's what it is. Like if I think that now, I'm like, okay, hip hurts, just do more Olympic weightlifting, do more hang cleans, do more, ducking under, whatever the freaking term is. Because that's so heavy on the hip flexors, because you're trying to like quickly get underneath it, and that's like hip flexion thing. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but whatever, I spent an hour doing the cleans, the hang cleans, whatever they're called. And then front squats felt amazing. Felt really, really good. Kind of like if I did this. Just
No,
What do you
it,
think?
it makes sense that, no, it makes a lot of sense because I'm thinking, what else have you had in your arsenal for hip flexion? You've had the leg raises and you've had the marching.
Marching, and then the kettlebell marching, single marching.
With the leg raises for hip flexion.
Yeah, but the trouble is when you do both of them at the same time, both leg raises, then it becomes more of a six-pack,
Oh, okay.
ab thing.
Yeah, you never did
Yeah.
isometric, isolated. What?
Unilateral.
Unilateral.
Unilateral is where I feel the hip flexors, because if you do both,
Oh, we just had a sighting in the background. It's okay, you can come.
tell us what you think.
Bring us the main attraction.
So yeah, I think there's clear motivations for me to continue doing this. There's value in it. And I'm feeling amazing right now. You know, the hip flexion idea has completely removed me from the freaking depths of pain. So that's freaking amazing. So it's something with the anterior hip, right? The bands hit my hip flexors in the sides. Olympic weightlifting, I feel like does the same thing. So I need to have that. And if I do this practice training every single day, which is great for getting better at a skill, it's definitely great for that. And it's kind of like I train the hip flexors while I'm training the actual lift. So it could be a hit.
Let's go get a stick from here.
You gonna get a stick as well?
I have one of these sticks. So I can hunt these thousand flow.
Diaz.
Yeah, I'll play Skyrim.
Oh, you're playing Skyrim. You know what you guys should play?
What?
You should play YouTube.
So yeah, maybe in a year's time I'll have some sort of skill when it comes to yoga lifts. But I reckon the first step is to get a bar. I need to get a bar. Get a bar so I can set my freaking hands, because that's not going to last long. And
You're due for a proper one. I don't know if either of these are even designed for what you're doing with it right now.
that's a beater bar, bought that thing for $100
Mm.
10 years ago. And that's in a high power bar, which is a bushing. Mm. Andale. Andre, I'll be there in 5 seconds. Tell Mama, I'll be there in 5 seconds. Yeah, so there's a $300 bar. So a $300 bar, and it seems like it has the needle bearings, which is the thing that spins. So that's pretty inexpensive. I can get that, and I can start messing around with it. And then I can start hook gripping without the fear of freaking having my finger sheared off.
Mm.
And then I can kind of practice that.
I want to. My gut instinct is to say you'll get there, but if there's one thing that I've learned from you, it's not about getting anywhere. It's just about going.
It's about going. Yeah, well,
There's a title for this vid. You can call it "It's about the journey, not the destination."
it's about the journey. I know. Isn't that my motto?
As I say that, you look wistfully into the distance, and you're like, "Holy shit, 1400 days."
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that so much, man. It's so much pressure.
I love it.
It's like
Nah, you don't feel pressure. Come on.
it's not pressure in the sense of like, oh, you know, I need to get to the destination. It's not that. It's like every day that I'm uploading the video, I'm like 1400, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's a long time. It's weird, right? Because if every morning you woke up and you're like, you know, today's your living day 20,000, whatever, how many days we freaking live on the planet? 30 years.
Yeah.
You'd be like, shit, that's a lot of freaking days, right?
Yep.
So it's just the counter, you know. I don't like the counter. That's the only bad thing about all this, but
Don't be impressed by it. It only gets worse every day.
I don't know. day you get older, and every day you're like, time's running out.
Imagine day 23, 23. That'll be a big day.
Maybe by then, the destination will be around the corner.
That's only a couple of years away. You'll get the clean by then.
But the biggest realization is like, no matter what level it is that you're at, there's always some shit going on, man. No matter where you are. And when you see that, even when you see the guys that are going to the Olympics for these freaking competitions, you know, top level lifters, the guy starts talking and he's like, yeah, you know, last few months I've been dealing with this injury,
Yeah.
trying to work around it, and I'm like, fuck, this guy, man, he's got injuries going on, and he's there trying to, like, now that's pressure, right? Because
Yeah.
that's his full-time job.
Yep.
You know, he's got to,
And he's competing.
he's competing, you know, he's got sponsors and all this stuff. Like, my shit is just whatever, man, it's just a hobby on the side. But that's pressure. When you have to actually compete. And, you know, my puzzle has taken me a long, long time to get to a level where I can, like, in the last few sessions, give absolutely everything into the squat and feel freaking amazing. Hips feel like incredible. Like, I can't even explain to you how good I feel right now. Like, it's amazing. So that shit's taken me 1,400 days to get here. 1,400 days to get here. If I was a freaking professional, I'd be freaking living on the street by now, man. If it took me 1,400 days to build an injury. Or I'd be retired and working at, you know, some construction site as a failed lifter or whatever.
To be fair, you've achieved one or two other things along the way. It wasn't just this.
Oh, of course.
There was all these other milestones and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to take you down memory lane, but it's good to see you at least being in a good spot for now.
If,
Never take it for granted, because you know it doesn't always last.
yeah.
Things change, it ebbs and flows, up and down. Good period, bad period, this rotation, that rotation.
Yeah, but the craziest thing for me is that no matter what happened in this whole journey, I still look forward to this shit every day, man. And I know you and I've
I know
spoken
you're a
about
freak.
this. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, but like, a lot of people that don't know me, they're like, oh shit, he's just doing this for YouTube or whatever. But like, no, man, like I genuinely wake up in the morning and I'm like, damn, like, can't wait to train.
There must be a gene.
Maybe, man. I don't know what it is. And you know, when I try and psychoanalyze myself, I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what the answer is. I just love doing this shit.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when shit doesn't go my way, I'm like, I still love doing it, man. It's like, it's weird, man. You know, people ask me, Ivan, like, why are you so disciplined? I remember the Secret Strength boys when I did that video with them. They were like, you know, you must be like one of those hard ass, like, no matter what happens, 5 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, you gotta come in, you gotta. I don't even look at it that way. Like, I don't hate myself. I'm not David Goggins. Like, stay hard. Like, I'm not like that. I come in here because I love it. I love the you know, the working out of this problem that I had, which is never gonna get solved anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what's the solution? I don't even know what the solution is. Like, surely, you know, even the top guys, they're like, you know, trying to improve and spend years trying to improve 5 kilos on his freaking squat, like whatever, like when you're squatting 400 kilos.
No, I've told you this before. There might not even be a solution, quote unquote. You know, it could be just something that's always in the background, just needs constant management. Never just magically goes away. There's never anything that just solves it. It's just something that you always have to be aware of.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the game. That's the game how it is. And when I watch like the NBA, which freaking I follow all the time, you see these guys like, I mean, LeBron's like in his 21st season. I'm like, damn, man. So this guy loves the shit out of the journey, and he's one of the best ever to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck,
You know what I'd love to know?
that is sick, man.
For anyone that's listened to this point in the video, I want to know how many people think LeBron's natural. Because I'm sitting back and I'm looking at like, yeah, it's amazing, but I'm like, how is it even physically possible? Like, when you consider how many years he went to the finals, He has not played 21 seasons or whatever it is. He has played the equivalent of like 25 or 26 seasons. The basketball mileage on that body, considering how early he started, straight out of high school.
What was the record that he had with like 12 postseasons in a row? Or
Yeah.
15 or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
So
8 finals in a row.
so he would play from October to July
Yeah,
every year.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. I don't want to speculate unfairly on the guy, but
But, you know, maybe he's one of those guys,
yeah.
you know.
Well, they did always say he's a freak of nature.
The difference between me and him, though, is that he's good and I'm not. You know, he's done 21 years in a row. I've done freaking 3.5, 4 years in a row.
You're right.
Uh,
All right, let's end
anyway,
it here
yeah,
because
let's end it.
you might be able to throw 60 kilos in the air, but I'm struggling holding this phone all this time.
Can see the shakes.
All right,
Later, y'all. Peace out.
I love it.